It was a marathon, but I managed to gather all the information about Alliance Battle Extreme and Legend. Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna go through a video I haven't done for more than 7 months, and I wasn't expecting that from myself. So yeah, I'm gonna drop an Alliance Battle video. Alliance Battle lately is one of my favorite mode, Alliance Battle Extreme, Alliance Battle Legend, and this video is not about the gameplay. I'm gonna go through every single day all 14 rounds of ABX and ABL and tell you how I managed to hit the scores I'm doing, the best leadership, the best supports, some alternatives as the second best character to support, let's say, and where to use your CTP of Insight and CTP of Raids so you can manage to fit on the proper support that covers multiple days of ABX or ABL. So we're gonna start from round 1 until round 14, day by day, really fast. And if you want to know everything, any specific detail about ABL and ABX, and you want me to do a gameplay video about it, drop it down below in the comments so I can give you the specific day that you need, let's say for burn season or something. I'm gonna try to take a video and make it for you. Generally, I'm not that good for the gameplay part. I have hit top 100, but I'm struggling. I'm capping specific days of ABX and ABL, but not all of them. But I'm gonna give you the knowledge from people that had helped me to increase my score like 6 months, like 30 million weekly, and that's 88 Melee, Bob Sarges, CMAC, Masih Mikir, especially. Lab28, all the people pushing me through live streams to do more score and look for, more details, etc, etc. So I'm gonna share knowledge here about rotations. If I have anything specific that I recently learned, I'm keep learning things about the game, and you shouldn't keep learning for anything you love in your life always. There is no one who knows everything. So let's start from somewhere. And of course, I need to remind you that you need to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get all the awesome content we're dropping from shorts, live stream, community posts, videos, and keep up with the daily, keep up with the updates for Netmarble and whatever video I'm dropping. So let's start from round 1 and let's change the position also from the camera. As I told you, let me know down below in the comments any detail that you think that it's different or works different for you, or if you want me to do gameplay for a specific. I'm planning to do Luna Snow video in a couple of days because she's also summer uniform, so stay tuned about Luna. But for the rest, ask for it or else, yeah, it's kind of hard to go for. Let's start from round 1. Round 1 is Blast Villain Day for ABX, and the best leadership and DPS for that day is Magneto. Magneto has his own leadership, and also the best way to use him is with the CTP of Raids, Insight on Mysterio. Mysterio is a paywall uniform that is coming like in a couple of days. It's full crystal, actually, season uniform for summer. I would suggest you to go for him 100% and equip an Insight on him. The second best support is Enchantress, and a replace for her, it's only Cyclops here. An alternative instead of Magneto these days, the best you could use is either Madeline or Ebony. Ebony, it's the cheapest one that you don't need to pay any epic quest. But yes, he's working with a Rage or Judgment himself. Judgment does not buff him at the maximum, but still does the work really fine. Of course, something that I didn't mention about all days of ABX and all days for ABL, the best strikers to use is Black Widow for with a Mighty Energy or Brilliant Rage or Brilliant Energy for Alliance Battle Extreme. After is Ghost Rider with a Brilliant Judgment or a Mighty Judgment. or raids, and after is Thor with a CTP of raids. Of course, depending on the season, which striker you're gonna use, perhaps gonna different, but generally speaking, Magneto has everything. If you use him with Ghost Rider, you don't need to change anyone, so Ghost Rider is the one that I suggest for him 100%. So let's go round 1 for ABL 2. For ABL, the best damage dealer is Luna Snow by far from the second, which is Gwen. Gwen and Luna Snow can use the support of Fox. Fox is the best to use with an insight. Luna and Gwen are good here with the raids. Of course, the better, you know, Mighty or Brilliant gonna do more. And for Luna Snow, Misty Knight provides the best buff for her. Of course, there is also Shuri. Shuri is the best to use with Gwen. Gwen is the free-to-play option, but guys, if someone should pay for any uniform ever, is Luna Snow. Last 1 year, she delivers perfectly. She's consistent, and it's one of the only characters that I can score, you know, 15 million for ABL. I can do this 18 with Magneto for ABX. I forget to mention, but she is really strong. And if you use this team, you are going way behind, like 12 million, 13 million max I've ever seen with a Gwen with a raid. That's for it. Again, same strikers as I said before, but except Black Widow, you go Ghost Rider full. Ghost Rider is the best for ABL by far by the second, whose second is Thor. Thor, of course, you need to use him with a raid, CTP of raids. For Ghost Rider, CTP of Judgment, Mighty or Brilliant, it's the best to use for him. Let's go to round 2. For round 2, again, Luna Snow as it was for round 1 ABL. So here I'm using her leadership. She doesn't need the leadership, you just need 2 supports. The one is Fox, CTP of Insight, as you had before, so you don't need to have an extra one. And Coulson. Coulson provides a really good support for her, and the main thing is that he gives you guarding critical rate, which is the best buff for Luna Snow, because she's kind of struggling to deliver her proc sometimes. So giving her guard break immunity, giving her guarding critical rate gives you the opportunity to proc consistent and having a really smooth run and really easy 18 million. Here it's my first, actually this team was my first I ever used to cap for the no restriction day. And of course, depending on which character you have better build, you know, whoever you have Brilliant, perhaps you are easier for you to score with Gladiator. Gladiator is also really consistent, doing 18 million with specific team. But yes, I would suggest you Luna, it's the easiest to go. For Gladiator, I would use exactly the same team that he's already using. He's really strong, he doesn't need anything else. He is doing 18 million himself too, so as an alternative for no restriction is there always. Let's go for round 2 ABL. Yes, Magneto again. Firstly it was Magneto ABX, now is Magneto ABL as it was for Luna. So that's why we're saying that these 2 characters are really important for ABX and ABL, and exactly the same team, but in this time, because it's only male, you can't use Enchantress, so you end up using Cyclops. Of course, Mysterio having the insight here, and your Magneto should get striker like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is the best for him, and he is really consistent. You can do, I can do 12 million really easy. I can't go 15 with him, but I have done 13.5 like my best score. As an alternative, if you are missing him, there are not a lot of characters you could use. Ebony Maw, I would say, is no-brainers, the second best, but yeah, it's by, you know, I feel like it's way behind generally speaking. Let's go into round 3 because yeah, that was easy. Round 3 is no other than Wanda. Wanda came into the game and immediately he became the easiest character to cap ABL. Like whenever we had her tier 4, she was able to do 15 with multiple accounts, not just mine, and she's really strong and consistent for ABX and ABL. For ABX here, I'm using here with the leadership of Ronan. It's like 5% more than her own leadership. Ronan also has a passive ability for all the universal types, but also you're taking advantage of his artifact. So in case you have his artifact, you want him here in this team as leadership. Also, another really good support is Satana with her artifact. Also, if you have the artifact for these two characters, these are the best characters to use for Wanda. Here, Wanda takes advantage of Ghost Rider, Striking, or Black Widow. Really nice, and I wouldn't use anything else as Striker. As an alternative for this day is Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is really consistent also, and you could use him with Ghost Panther and Robbie Reyes to get the maximum advantage through the fight, you know. And if you are missing any of these, you know, if you miss Ronan or if you miss Satana, there is characters like Angela here, actually, this is Phylavel, Nova, who actually gives you also buff, and Angela. So all of these of the characters can use and get buff through this, but this is the meta team and the best team to use for this day. End of story. Round 3 of ABL is no restrictions and same team as I'm using for ABX, no restrictions I'm using for ABL, and it's the easiest 15 million I can get, Luna and Wanda. For Wanda, you could use exactly the same team I was using before on ABX, so either this team with leadership of Luna, Coulson and Fox, or the same team I told you before, Wanda DPS, Ronan leadership, or Satana. Another alternative team for Wanda could be Nick Fury as lead and Valkyr as a support. You know, all these characters, depending on what artifact you have on them, your characters getting the maximum advantage through their supporting skills, you know. So yeah, for me, this scores the fastest, but Wanda needs way less build than Luna to score similar. Let's go to the next one. Round 4 is Combat Hero, and here we have Gladiator by far being the best and the easiest to cap, and I am capping, so it's really easy. Valkyr support with her artifact, and in my mind it's totally worth giving her also an insight, and Mubaku with his artifact also. These two are the best supports, no doubt. He is one of the best to use, and you can swap this and go for Moon Knight or Black Panther, but these two scores way less, and if you use them you would use also Hope Summers, and she is doing also a lot, to be honest. Round 4 of ABL is Wanda lead, Satana and Morgan as supports, and this is something that swapped recently. Before was Proxima lead, Morgan and Jean Grey. Actually, Satana lead, Jean Grey and Morgan, which is the second best to use. But by far, you know, Jean Grey actually does not have fracture, so because of that, Wanda is way more useful because you can use Ghost Rider, which is the good striker to use, you know. And Wanda pulls out way easier damage here. You want to use her leadership because Satana's leadership gives her nothing, you know. You used Satana for Jean, but this season you don't need to use her leadership. Wanda is the best with these two as support, and I suggest you before Mighty Insight on Satana because you can use her also for Universal Day. As I told you, Jean is the alternative, but yes, Wanda is way better and way easier to play. Round 5 ABX Magneto again. Yeah, no surprise. Mysterio here and Coulson are the best supports to use, and after this I would say Cable is perhaps the second best, or Ebony. I mean, all the others are way worse, so I wouldn't suggest you to build anyone else than Magneto. And if you are missing his uniform, yes, I guess Cable, Ebony or Doctor Strange. I haven't tested that shit myself, to be honest, but Magneto is by far the best. Go buy his uniform. It's 1,700 crystal, guys. Come on, come on, come on. Totally must have Magneto these days. So yeah, around 5 it's repeated, you know, it's again Luna Snow. So Magneto, Luna is all over the place, guys. Go for them 100%, totally worth it. And here is exactly the same team: Fox, Misty, Luna, nothing to add. Let's go to the next. Round 6 is the place that Jin steals the meta for a alliance battle, and she is the best character to use here as a villain, universal villain, yeah. And the leadership of Proxima, it's the best to use. Of course, I would suggest you to go with a mighty, either actually Proxima, because Proxima can be used with Loki for villain universal day of ABL 2, so you can use here 2 times. Or Morgan also has double use, but Satana covers the day for Wanda, so depending on what you have, goes for what worth to go for. Also Loki is an alternative, but Loki is way worse than Jin for this day. I'm capping with Jin. Most of the days this week I went like 17.8 and I played just 1. But yes, that's the team. Let's go fast. Combat Supervillain, round 6 ABL, and we're talking about Dr. Octopus supremacy. Dr. Octopus is still the number 1. As second alternative, this team is the best to go. Hulk is way easier to play. Dr. Octopus is a pain. Both Hulk and Dr. Octopus needs as a striker to go for Ghost Rider. And yes, CDP of Insight, totally worth for Taskmaster, because you can use him also for multiple other days and tags for World Boss Legend, etc, etc. Round 7, and you guessed it right, Luna Snow again. Yes, exactly the same team, Luna smashing it. Alternatives, as I told you, is characters like Gamora, Gwen, Black Widow, but everyone is doing way less than Luna, and Luna here have to be used with Ghost Rider as a striker, because he provides also the burn effect on his striking ability. And yes, this is the team. Let's go. Round 6 ABL, we're talking about Blast Superhero Mutant. Here the best character by far is Cable. Cable do way more than second, which is Storm. The best team to use is Polaris Lead and Dazzler. And yes, I would suggest you to go with an insight on Dazzler, because Dazzler is used with Rogue also, when in the same time Polaris is kind of underperforming when you use here with Rogue, because with Rogue you prefer to use Hope as lead. I'm gonna explain into the next one, but that's why I would suggest you to go Mighty Insight or Insight on Dazzler instead of Polaris. I have myself on Polaris, but I'm planning to change. The very the next character to use here, it's Storm. Storm, it's like 1 to 2, perhaps 3 million less than Cable. If Cable, the average Cable can hit 15 million, the really good Cables can hit 15 million, she can do 12, 13 max. She can't outperform any Cable ever. But yes, Storm is coming also. If you don't want to build Cable, Storm is a good alternative, because she can be used for the other day, which is the female mutant day. So yeah, I'm gonna mention that in the very next clip for the next rounds also. Round 8 of ABX, and this is the double round. This day you're playing it 2 times, like round 1. I didn't mention it, but yes, this happens. The best leadership to use is this one or Abomination, or you can go for something like this. Specifically for ABX, somehow ignore dodge rate counts as attack. I mean, gives you the similar value, so you can see people max out with this team up or using this team up. From the other side, if you want to use the alternative team, which is Hulk, you can't use the ignore dodge leadership. You want to use Hulk's leadership, and Abomination as a support. And as I told you, Mighty Insight on Taskmaster gonna help you in between swapping teams if you don't want, if you don't want to use Abomination, you wanna use him. But yes, generally speaking, Dr. Octopus still here is the best. Dr. Octopus needs way more build and way more tries to accomplish a really good score, but Hulk is also a really good alternative and really easy to play. So I suggest both, easy peasy. Yes, it's exactly the same. Misty Knight, Fox and Luna Snow. Luna Snow, Ghost Rider, a striker. Exactly same things. Gwen is the best alternative. End of story. Let's go to the next one. You can use this also 2 times as the ABX one. So if you build this team really good, you're gonna have more score because it's double day. For round 9, you can use, it's the free day of ABX, the second free day, and here I'm not using Luna, I'm using Magneto, because in the previous, you couldn't use Magneto for your free day because it was on the ABL. Here you can use him. Magneto with Valkyrie and Coulson somehow do 18 for my account really fast. He's one of the easiest character, he's the first character I ever 18 million on ABX. Actually, he's really easy to play and I would suggest you this team 100%. Let's go really fast for ABL. ABL here is male alien hero, and this is one of the stages that the meta swapped lately. It was Odin to be the number 1 and now he is the number 2, but the number 1 now is Gladiator. 100% Gladiator dominates ABL and ABX. He's really cool and easy to play, and even with the mighty raids he can do cap for ABX and go above, for my account at least, 12 million, 12.5. With a mighty raids, he's really strong. I'm using Ronan as a support. Ronan is not actually giving him these support buffs, but giving him only the artifact buff, and here you are getting this from better ABL. Generally speaking, this day is lacking the support types, there's not a lot, that's why you're using Ronan here only because of the artifact. There is no other one to use for your Gladiator. But still, I managed to have the best score with Gladiator and most of the people, even if Odin can get from another, can get the Ronan's buff, Odin struggles to go through Gladiator's damage. Next one. ABX Universal Female has changed forever after Wanda, and this is the round 10 where Wanda's leadership is the best to use with her, and also Satana support with her artifact with Angela. Phyla-Vell is another option here, but by far Angela and Satana are the best to use. The previous meta characters was to use Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel is way worse than Wanda. And also the team that used with her is Phyla-Vell, Captain Marvel lead, and Angela. But here, cause Satana gives you the extra elemental buff from her uniform and also the extra buff from artifact, she is the best to use compared to Phyla-Vell. Yeah, you know that already. No restrictions. Luna Snow, Coulson, Fox. Let's go! Round 11 of ABX is a place Jean still the best character to use for, and leadership of Black Cat with Scene as a support are the best to use. Both of them have artifacts that gives extra buffs to your team, so this is why most people using them. If you're missing any of these two because both are paywall and seasonal, you can use instead Enchantress, Morgan Le Fay or Proxima. But these two by far combined with artifacts, 4-star and above, are the best supports to go for. And here you can use Insight or either of them because you're not gonna use any of the other character. Okay, actually both of them are used for the speed day, so yeah, either Black Cat or Sin. I would go for Sin because Sin can use also for GBR and Bulbos Legend, so Insight on Sin. The second character here is Mystique, but Mystique is way worse than Zin, period. Round 11 of ABL, it's kind of weird because, as I told you, you should use in priority Hope Summers, and Hope Summers feels like providing worse buff than Polaris, but that's because of the fact that you need to swap into Hope Summers on every single roar, do one rotation with her, and swap back into Rogue and play with Rogue. These rotations, the moment that you can, swap fast characters because of the cancelling, provides you an extra buff on your score, at least for the high, score players. To hit more than 12 million in this day, you need to go through Hope Summers as lead. Of course, the easiest way to go is Polaris here, and Polaris provides a really... I did hit 12 million yesterday with my Rogue and this team up, but yes, the best way to go is this one, and especially if you have Hope Summers artifact, she provides to all members, mutant members here. So another alternative, of course, is Storm. But Storm, I know she's a paywall character too. So yeah, if you already have Polaris, go Polaris. She provides a lot, and this team is the best if you don't want to swap play into Hope Summers. But Hope Summers finds to be the best to go for and swap in between during the roars. Okay, I have drank half a liter of water. I can't talk about Luna anymore. You know already, Luna Snow. Yeah! Around 12, ABL has Loki as the best character to use, with leadership of Proxima and Enchantress as a support. I'm using Proxima with an insight because you can use Proxima for the days I told you on Jean Grey also. But yes, Enchantress or Proxima and Insight. Rage, of course, is the best for Loki, and he is really hard to play and accomplish the best score, but he is the easiest to have high score, like more than 12 million. The second best for this day is Thanos, but yes, Thanos with the farming uniform, not this one, and again with the raids. Because Thanos is really good for PvP, also most of the players used to use Loki, and I found myself really annoying to play with him sometimes, but when you manage to deliver the perfect combination, you are so by far better than the second character that you have on your roster, like Thanos, So yeah, that's the team up. Let's go to the next one. And this day is the Combat Female Day. It's the only day in the game that we don't have a tier 4 character to go for. So the only option here is Hope Summers, and after there is also Nebula, but Nebula compared to Hope Summers feels way worse. Hope Summers doing miracles in front of her, and the best leadership to use for her is Sith combined with Valkyr, gets an extra 5% buff. Valkyr is the best to go for the CTP of Insight here, as I told you before. In the past, when you had, Nebula, it was really cool to go and triple swap the characters and do damage with all the characters, but now feels like Hope Summers solo is the best to go for here. She is really strong, and most of the times, for my account, she hits more than 14 million, which is really impressive for an awakened character. For the very next day of ABL is again Loki, so he's annoying and you have to play back to back round 12 to round 13. On round 13 it's kind of easier because you can use Ronan lead and he provides way more combined with his artifact. Ghost Panther is a good character to use, but you could also use better ABL, but because I had a mighty insight on my Ghost Panther, I think I used him. A good alternative is Ghost Rider, but also Thanos as before. So yeah, Loki is annoying, but he scores the most and he totally worth it. And here is again the combination I told you, Black Cat with Sin, leadership of Black Cat and Mystique as the main DPS. Mystique as the main DPS is the best to use for this day, and C is the only tier 4. C is my less scoring character, you know, I can't perform that good with her. I'm doing max like 15, 15.5. I never touch 16, but for a tier 4 it's really low for my account, generally speaking. Again, same thing here as I told you, Black Cat Scene, but you can also use Green Goblin as a really good alternative for support. And yes, that's it. Green Goblin also is Red Goblin, actually is a really good DPS, and you can use him instead of Mystique if you're missing Mystique. At level 80, Mystique is kind of similar with Green Goblin. Green Goblin can deliver more damage in some cases, but the team that you should use, it's exactly the same with him too. Leadership of Black Cat and Sin as a support.
Oh my god, this is disgusting, bro.
So yes, that was all the info I could share as faster as I could for ABL and ABX, all the team ups, what you should use, strikers, alternatives, CDPs. Let me know down below in the comments if you feel like I did any mistake or I missed something to mention, or ask me any further question about specific days. Of course, I'm looking forward for the comments to ask me to give you gameplay, because you know, I told you I can cap there, I can count the year. Do you want to see proofs? Let me know down below in the comments. Hope I helped you decide what to build next about your support, strikers, leaderships, on whatever. But yes, that's all. I believe it's the best. Hope I helped you. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.